Welcome back to the show, guys. There are many things on this planet, right? One of the main important thing is us humans and all the other buildings and all the other emotions and all the other things. They're all connected by frequency, by energy. Okay, energy of the galaxy, of the universe. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? Forget all of that. All I'm trying to say is positive minds will bring out positive results. We have to think about this in a positive way. Also, I'm not quite sure if the audio is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if the audio is coming out properly. Let me double check. Yes, the audio is clear, so that's good. So I've just double checked the audio, so you have no excuse to say the audio is not working. I see KR here. He's saying driving and listening. You shouldn't be doing that, bro. Park up somewhere. We need to have a conversation and then continue with this whole thing. Right. Of course, on the chart, you can see I've got BTC, but there's a lot more I want to talk about on this particular video. And remember what I said, like perspective, views, point of view, how you look at the market. All of these things that I have been talking about for past few days, past few weeks, past few months, will now kind of be a lot more clear to you and will make sense to you, right? I want you all to understand that when I'm looking at certain things, especially in the market, right? And remember, guys, I do not claim to be a professional. I do not claim to be an expert, right? All I claim to do is translate whatever the charts tell me, nothing more. And I know a lot of people over time in the past few videos have come down below in the comments and have said, oh, but this has done this. Like, for example, that video when we mentioned the Bitcoin has to go to 58K. It must go to 58K. I wish for it to go to 58K. And I'm going to prove to you it did go to 58K. Right? Because that was what the chart said. I know a lot of people don't understand that, or probably thinks I'm just just talking fibs, not Fibonacci, but fibs, like jokes or whatever, or just messing around. So guys, if you do watch this channel, right, this is 0x Files. And I always say, and at the end of my thing, the slogan is the truth is out there. And believe me, every single video that I've ever made, the truth is out there. But don't take things out of context. Please double check the time and the date. Like, for example, today is the 4th of March. The time now is 19 minutes past 7. This is a live stream. So please don't take things out of context. Always understand that my videos are usually relevant to the day or the situation that I'm talking about, right? Maybe I might drop something that is talking about the future, but I would never ever talk too much about the past. I know a lot of people like to show you the charts or analysis, or look where we were, or look what we've done. I don't do that. All right, please understand, I do not do that. I will use that for my analysis, but that's not what I'm going to promote to you. I don't want you to feel hopium, as KR would say, or hype, right? That this is the probability. Past performance does not dictate future performance. Okay, it will not. If we did a 10,000% in the past, it doesn't mean we're going to do 10,000%. That's what you need to understand. So without any further ado, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the screen because I need you to see the cursor, because unfortunately the way my thing works is it won't show the cursor unless I have it on this particular screen. Don't ask me why. It's part of how they designed it, right? Anyway, let's get into this. And obviously you can see currently we are sitting here right now. And what I'm talking about, this 58K, I want to quickly show you guys this 58K because very important, so you see this, right? Also, what I'm going to do is with the drawings, I'm going to hide the drawings because I want you all to see this 58K before we move on, right? Because I know a lot of people judged me. A lot of people say, oh, bro, but we're sitting at 60K. Oh, bro, we didn't go to 62K. None of that matters. Maybe I got it wrong. But remember in that video, if you did decide to watch it to the end, I did say in between that, I said, there is no pattern. I don't see a pattern. But I'm using a Fibonacci tool, which is telling me, and I actually didn't mention the Fibonacci, but I mentioned on the previous video, sorry, the later video, but I said the Fibonacci, the later on I said the Fibonacci is what I use to see that number, because on that video, I couldn't give you a pattern. First of all, I was driving, I was just had a fib there, and I saw the data as it was, and the market at that time was $60,400, and I said it has to go to $58,000. Now, for me to prove that it went to $58,000, I'm going to show you something quite interesting. So what happens is, you see this area here, this low number here, as soon as I adjust the chart to the last known candle, which is this here, this candle here, this red candle, you can see the price is 57,994. When I talked about it, that it has to go there, it did go there. right? Then the other thing I talked about was that $62,000 level, that we must go to this $62,000 level. Unfortunately, the market decided to move sideways. But those of you guys who follow me on Discord, you would have seen that I've sent a message and I said, guys, we're about to make a move, right? And this was a few days ago, actually. I said, we're about to make a move. I think we were around here somewhere when I saw the pattern changing, right? I said, oh, the pattern is changing. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I think we have this now, an area where we can actually do something like this. Like, so this is what I saw. And I was like, that means we're moving up. The trend has changed, right? So we had a negative trend here, right? This one was a negative trend, and then we changed and we became a positive trend. So we look at this and then we make a judgment, right? Also, what I did was, at that time, I also kind of drew, like later on, I drew two lines, this line here and this line here. Now, remember what I said earlier on in the video. This whole thing has been building up for a few days, few weeks, few months, right? So whatever you're about to hear right now is not just related to this video. There's many, many things that I built up over time to bring you here today, right? So we talked about, I dropped my chart, the actual address to my chart. What happened here? So let me just check, guys, where the chat is gone. I'm not sure what's happening with the chat, but I dropped my, what do you call this? My chart, the link to my trading view chart in the Discord. And I said, guys, it's been a while, I haven't shared, please, here you go. So I shared that with them. And in that chart, approximately about, I don't know, just around 24 hours ago, maybe if not longer. Yeah, it was longer than 24 hours ago. I said, guys, I see a bull flag forming here. Now you don't see anything here, right? But I saw a bull flag, right? And what I saw was this. Right? A lot of people may have just completely ignored this, but that's what I saw. I saw this. This to me gave me a bull flag, right? So of course I saw the bull flag, but also I kind of looked at the Fibonacci. And again, guys, I'm not here trying to prove myself or anything like this, but I'm just want to go through. I just want to show you some facts so you understand, right? So when I saw the Fibonacci, based on the Fibonacci, I drew two lines, right? And this was the line, the 63,388. And the other line was down here at the 65,495. Of course, we didn't come there. And I saw this when we were down here. And I said, guys, this to me says there's a bull flag. And the bull flag is flashing $77,000. Now, I didn't save it here because I sent the screenshot. I don't need to save every detail on the chart. Like this here, if I refresh it, it's going to go away because I don't want to share those, right? And I don't need to save them every single time, right? That was the point. Me coming back, you got a video there or you got the Discord, you can go and see the proof, right? But that's what we looked at. And each time, obviously, I kind of kept everybody connected with the details that they needed to see. So obviously we passed right through that. And what I want to show you here, actually, the reason I want to show you here was this was the line. And you can see how we found a little bit of resistance around here. And then we built support on this exact line. And then we moved forward. And then here we found a little bit of resistance. And then, of course, we dipped down a little bit, recovered quickly and carried on. The entire reason this is happening is because there's obviously momentum in the market. People are seeing BTC move. And I talked about this a couple of days ago as well. Or actually last week I talked about it. I said, guys, the market itself, right, the crypto market itself, when a parabola starts to happen, too many people start FOMOing in. And I talked about it in that video as well. I said, guys, what you call this? More and more people are contacting me to buy BTC right now. Can you imagine this? That means they've got the fear of missing out. I don't know what they see. Now I have spoken to a few people actually. So people who wanted BTC, fine. I didn't want them to get wrecked or anything. I said, right, okay, let me get the BTC for you. So I got the BTC for as many people as possible, right? But here's the fun part. When I asked them, why did you want to buy BTC at these levels, at the $60,000 level, at the $62,000 level? One person bought it at $62,400. I said, why are you buying it now? And they're not buying small amounts. They're buying quite a large amount. I said, why are you buying it now? And why are you so desperate to get it right now? Why can't you just wait for the dip? They're like, no. And I'm talking about guys around here, basically. So I said, wait for this dip. They didn't want to wait for the dip. Do you know what they said to me? And this is very important that everybody understands this as well. They said, there's going to be a halvening. And we know that after the halvening, the supply is going to reduce. And I was like thinking, one BTC is still one BTC. What's the halvening got to do with you? You, the retail or whatever you want to call yourself, what does the halvening have to do with you? It doesn't halven your supply, does it? You know, it just, a lot of people don't understand this. Currently, we have 900 BTC coming to the market every single day. The halvening just reduces it to 450. One BTC is still worth one BTC. It doesn't double the price of a BTC all of a sudden because it's half the supply. No, none of that happens. It just brings the supply down. Price impact is a human thing. We, the public, you know, supply versus demand, right? The more demand we have, the more the price will go up, it will increase. But if the demand is low, it won't increase. And what I mean by that is, for example, last couple of weeks, consistently, we had around 2,500 to 3,000, maximum 3,000 BTC around the exchanges. A few days ago, I noticed how we had around 1.8, 1.6, 1.8, 1.7 million BTC in exchanges. Now, when we had 3,000, obviously that we don't have enough supply. But all of a sudden now we have 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 million BTC. That means we have more than enough supply. Now, also in that fact as well, we also want to know one other thing as well is, what do you call this? The total number of coins. We have currently around 19.6 million BTC available, right? Globally available. I'm just saying approximately 19.6 million BTC. The total supply is 21 million BTC. Of course, the halvening prevents us from having all of the supply in one go, which is great. Estimated figure is around year 2140 is when we get the last BTC. Let's hope we continue with that whole thing with the halvenings and everything. But then there's more to it as well. Out of the 19 million BTC or 19.6 million BTC, we know Satoshi in his wallet, he has around 1 million BTC. We know that. We know other people, for whatever reason, including myself, we've lost a lot of BTC. You know, I have to add myself because I didn't lose it, but I actually chucked it in the bin in the early days when people didn't really trust BTC or understand BTC, including myself. There was around 2 million of those coins kind of destroyed or lost, whatever way. Over time, various other reasons prevented around another 4 million coins. So if you understand what I'm talking about, so not for 3 million coins. So in total, there's around 5 to 6 million coins that will never be able to be recovered. And including some of these coins that people claim to be lost, but it's actually probably been scammed or whatever, and they know they're going to get tracked, so they don't want to use them, right? But the point is, there's around 5 million, approximately 5 million BTC out of the 19.6 million BTC, which will never be recovered, as far as we're concerned right now, up to this date. So that leaves us with 14.6 million BTC available in the market. Now, if you take that 14.6 million and just round it off, let's just say for the sake of this video, let's say 14 million BTC. If you take 14 million BTC and you take 1.8 million out of that, do you understand how much percentage that is? That's more than 10% of the entire supply is available on an exchange. Let that sink in, right? Let that sink in. That's more than 10% of the entire supply available on the exchange. So do you see what I'm trying to say here? So these are the things you got to really look at, guys. Okay, yes, we're bullish. Yeah, people are pumping while it's pumping. The worst thing you could do, you do not buy on green days. We've had many videos here talking about buying the blood days, the bloody days, the red days, right? You know, we get excited whenever it's red. This is green. Am I excited? I'm not excited. I am not excited because this, okay, as much as I want this to go up and I'm benefiting from it, I feel for the people who are FOMOing in right now who are going to get wrecked. Unless, now here's the good part, right? And what I mean by that, unless, if you are planning to get in right now, right? So you decide, all right, I'm going to get in. I've got a shitload of money that I want to burn. Good luck to you. I want to buy BTC at $67,000, 194 right now. I want to buy BTC because we went almost close to 67.5, by the way. So anyway, you want to buy BTC. What do? You set up a stop loss, right? 4%, 5%, whatever you can afford to lose, because that is coming next. After a pump, expect a dump, right? After a pump, expect a dump. So understand this, and I always talk about this whole narrative about if I see the number, others also see the number. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of us on the charts, right? We see certain things on the chart, certain numbers, certain trends, patterns, right? We look at patterns, And if we see these patterns in a particular way, like this is a parabola pattern for, you know, easily you can say this is a parabola pattern, even though it's on a 4 hourly, this has gone parabolic. What is the next candle that might happen? Well, we know there's a higher probability of a red candle coming, right? We know this. Now, this red candle could be a 3-4% candle. We don't know, right? What if the candle then continues like we had these candles here? What if it continues for, you know, 2-3 more candles? What happens then? Are you prepared for that? That's all I'm saying, nothing else. No one's saying don't buy BTC. No one's saying don't buy crypto. No one's saying none of that. What we're saying is if we see certain numbers, then we also know that we need to, like everybody around the globe, like especially the analysts, especially the top traders, there needs to be a support. You do not go up without building a support. So you can see here, they went up, but they built a support. Now they're going to pump up. They need to build a support, and the support can only be built if you start going down. Going down means you might have to dump 4 or 5%. So I just want to zoom into this candle just to kind of see how many percent we've actually dumped on this one. Let me see if I can get a ruler. So we went to 67,554 and the current dump was only 0.5%. So it's not bad. 0.5% is not that bad, right? But that's 0.5%. There's nothing stopping this from going to 4 or 5%. That's what I'm saying. Make sure to put your stop losses in. That's it. That's all it is, nothing else. Now, I want to talk about another thing as well in this market that I've noticed, which a lot of people have not noticed yet, or they may have noticed, but they're just not talking about it, right? And this is very, very important. I want everybody to understand this. So I want everybody to understand this because this is very, very important. Very, very, very important indeed, right? Also, why is this on a white mode? I want this on a dark mode, right? What I want you to see, all right, and it's not here, unfortunately, not set up the way I normally do. So I have a particular type of a setting. In fact, I would like to customize this right now because this is very, very important, right? This is very important. So we're going to get rid of 1 hour change. We're going to get rid of all of that. We're going to get rid of, we don't need any of this. All right. We don't need the volume. Yeah, we need the market cap. Right. So what we want is all-time high, all-time low. That's what we want. All-time high, all-time low, right? Market cap, circling supply, 7-day chart. Yeah, 7-day chart's fine. That's fine. And we'll also do a 24-hour percentage as well. Actually, let's do a year-to-date percentage. How about that, right? So this is our chart that we've just configured. Obviously, we've just configured this, and we're going to move things around a little bit because we want this to be here. We want this to be here. We want this to be here. And the rest really doesn't matter, right? The rest really doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it there for the sake of it. So this is a thing we've just customized because we want to see the difference to all of this, right? We want to see what the all-time low was and what's the all-time high, right? And we obviously can see what the current price is. So when we start looking at this, things will change. I want your views like on what you see when I see this, right? Also, one other thing I just realized. Where is it? There is it. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, sorry, my bad. It was supposed to be not all-time high. It's from all-time high, from all-time low. So those are the two I'm looking for. Sorry, that's the one I'm looking for. From. Okay, we're looking for from. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. I was like, oh, where is that gone? From. Change. Now the things get really interesting, right? So what we're looking at is from all-time high. So this we know, right? From all-time low. So this is from all-time high. We're only $1,500 away. Let that sink in. That's perspective. You then understand. Forget about all of this. I don't really care about all of this, right? So let's even try and see if I can zoom into this, right? Yeah, zoom into this, right? So all we're looking for is this section here. So this is BTC. This is from all-time high. So we know the difference. All we're looking for is difference. And it doesn't matter what coin you're looking at. I want you to focus on what you're seeing right now. And then I'll explain to you, right? So for Bitcoin, you can see we're $1,500 away. This means it's happening. There's nothing that can stop this from happening, right? Nothing that can stop this from happening, right? And also look at this. This is the previous performance. So from the bottom of the market, from day one, we have done 138,000 or 138 million%, right? Just understand this. This is perspective. I want you to understand this as perspective, right? Ethereum, we've done 854,000%, right? Currently away 26%. So you see the room. So when BTC eventually catches up to its all-time high, there will be a time when it has to stop. I've talked about this. It has to kind of stop and take a break and let the others carry on. What happens then? You see Ethereum will catch up. When Ethereum catches up, it catches its price. Fine. Then what's going to catch up? Like, let's go for this, for example, maybe this is still 40% down. And I also want to talk about these larger numbers. So there are some coins who are 40% down. Some coins who are closer to their all-time high. So we know when it's closer to its all-time high, it's going to create some new all-time high. But at the same time, for the market to continue, others will also have to carry on. And for the others to move forward, they need to catch up, right? If we don't give it enough room to catch up. So if this decides to do a blow off top tomorrow, then this 18% could become 180% down. But obviously it won't, because you can't go below 99.9%. But the point is they could all bleed out like, like never to come back again. This is what the reality is. The reality of all of these coins are they're still down 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, some of them 80, 90% from their all-time high. Can you imagine? They're down, right? They're down. I mean, look at this one. Look at this one. How low it is. Please understand these. These are the things you got to understand, right? There's a plus and a negative on this as well. That's why I zoomed it in so you guys could understand this, right? Yes, this one's close to its all-time high, means it's going to break it, it's going to do it. But whatever happens, we don't want it to move up too fast. So people who are getting excited coming in because we're going to hit the 77K, because we're going to hit the 80K, because we're going to hit the 100K, because we're going to hit the 200K. Do you realize what happens to the rest of them? Unless you're holding only this coin, you shouldn't be too excited. You should look at the market for what it is and say, guys, hold on. We need to put a break on this. We need to create a support for this and then slowly move up. It has to be a slow grind. Anything that happens too quick, a parabola will destroy the market very soon. And if it does, these coins have not even recovered yet. They haven't even had the chance to create a brand new all-time high. Right, and I'm only showing you the first page. Believe me, I've got a screenshot that I shared with someone for the top 300 coins, and they're all in the same state. When you look at it, 26%, 18%, 40%, 50%, 83%, right? 57%, 75%, 75%. When you start looking at these numbers, it gets freaky. But the plus point, right? Let's talk about the plus point. So the plus point is it's still not too late. With the market pumping to where it is right now, giving new opportunities to these coins that haven't pumped. So what's going to happen is there are whales out there. We know this is a reality. They will go and start pumping particular coins, whatever one they pick. Obviously now it's a lot harder because look guys, we've got plus 2 million coins, right? We've got more than 2 million coins. Where is it? Somewhere here it pops up, right? We've got more than 2 million coins right now. So it's not, yeah, here, look, 2.2 million plus coins right now. So what that means is that the coins, the whales that usually used to go and pump up the market and lift it up, they won't be able to do all of them, right? They won't be able to pump all of them, but they will pump whatever they can, right? And that we can see in the Shiba, the Bonk, the Pepe and meme coin, because currently they're playing the meme coin narrative. Once the meme coin narrative is over and they've made enough cash, they're going to move over to the other coins. And when they do, they're going to start moving those coins, right? So it could be Ethereum, it could be BNB, it could be Solana, any one of those coins. Please understand this. This is the difference you're looking at. So plus side, you're not too late compared to this, in my opinion. This is too late. I don't know why people are going in and pumping it even more. It's dangerous to do what they're doing right now. But this is not too late. This may be a bit late because of the percentage. So all I'm looking at is the percentage, because the money will filter in. And when it does, things will change, right? So this may be not too much, maybe closer. But when I look at these ones, right, 50%, I'm like, oh, that's an opportunity. Even this one, 83%, I'm like, that's not a bad opportunity, right? So all I'm saying is, guys, look at the market, especially look at these numbers and understand that there is still opportunities in a lot of them, right? Obviously now is not the time when BTC is this close. It's not the time to pick up them. But if someone did, there is still room to grow. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I'm not being negative here. I'm just saying there is actually room to grow in all of these coins. It doesn't matter which one you look at. There is actually room to grow. I mean, Doge, look at it. right? 76% below its all-time high. And currently, if you look at your charts on an exchange or whatever, it's pumping. So it does have a chance, but to what extent? Which means we need to, if we do buy these, if we look for these opportunities that are still flashing at this is an opportunity, this is an opportunity, this is an opportunity, we need to set up stop losses. We need to set up trailing stops or whatever we can to protect our funds for the worst case scenario. That's all I'm saying, nothing more, right? It's not hard, is it? That's what I'm saying. Just do that and you'll be fine, right? So, like, just look at it. I mean, I can just go around and show you all of this. I mean, there are obviously some gems and a lot of the others aren't. Also, when you look at these projects itself, you have to understand that there's a lot of promises being made. We are this, we are that, we are this, we are that, right? But if you're going in to invest into them, unless you're actually using that technology for yourself, ignore that. None of that matters. It doesn't matter how wow they are, right? It doesn't matter, right? You're in it to invest money and make money. So if you're there, you look at it as an investment thing and you say, right, I don't care what the technology is. I'm not going to marry it. I just want to get in, make my money and get the hell out. Does that make sense? Make my money and get the hell out, right? So that's what I'm saying, guys. If you do look at this, that's what I wanted to show in today's video. Honestly, to be like completely honest, right? All of this that I showed you right now, the chart and everything, none of that matters, right? Ultimately, none of this matters because the only thing that I wanted to really show to you guys is this whole thing here, right? Because if you don't see these numbers for these other coins, right? Looking at what the market's doing right now is confusing you. Yes, everything is green, but green doesn't mean anything, right? Someone's just sent a message. Okay, so Bobby said he will probably see the video later. He has some childcare responsibilities. Well, you need to take care of family first, brother. Video is not important, okay? So, yeah, so please understand this. Like when you're looking at your exchange wallets and etc. and you see a massive pump, don't go mental over it because that pump is nothing. The reality is here. Have a look at coin market cap. Go and look at these differences from all-time high. I showed you how to set it up. If you go in, there's a thing here you can customize. Just set it up and you will see this, and this will change your whole perspective. Are you too late in the market? Actually, for majority of the coins, you're not too late. You're actually not too late for majority of the coins, right? But for BTC, are you late? Absolutely. Why would you want to buy BTC on a green candle for? You had all the opportunity in the world to buy BTC in a red candle. Why would you want to go and pick it up now at a higher rate? And also, where's my trading view gone? Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for my... Yeah, there it is. All right. So this is what I wanted to show you guys because it's something that many people won't show you. Like, hold on, what's the difference right now? What's going on with the market? Are we at positive or are we actually negative? Some things are positive and other things are negative. That's what I'm going to say, right? However, when you look at the total market cap, guys, it is very, very positive. I'm quite happy with that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys on the previous video, one of the previous videos, may have noticed I mentioned that after we break the $2 trillion mark, it shouldn't take us long to hit that 3 trillion, maybe even 4 trillion. According to the maths that I did with the total number of 2.2 million coins being tracked, we should rightfully be around the 4 trillion. That 4 trillion, what I'm talking about is, I mean, currently we're sitting at what, 2.4 trillion. So we have $1.6 trillion remaining to enter. And that's the difference that coins, that the changes that I've shown you is going to make when they start to recover, because they haven't recovered yet. And that will bring in that money. And of course, I'm expecting 4 trillion, maybe even anything up to 5-6 trillion. It is absolutely possible with the number of coins we have. It is possible. And the beautiful thing is we don't actually need to have too much money coming in, because I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, we're getting trillions of dollars coming into the market. No, we're not. Trillions of dollars are coming into the market. They're going into Wall Street, not BTC, not crypto, not shitcoins, not altcoins, not meme coins. Right? Let's be real. Nobody's deploying fresh cash other than retail, who are FOMOing in right now, are not deploying fresh cash. And where are they deploying cash? Hate me for all you want. Let me tell you, meme coin pumps, bonk pumps, people are now buying bonk. Shiba pumps, people are now buying more Shiba. Pepe pumps, people are now buying more Pepe. Dog with hat pumps. Now people are buying more dog with hat. Do you see the pattern there? Whatever coin has pumped, people are buying more of that. What's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Why would you? Because all you're doing is you're pumping it up even further without thinking about, like, hold on, somebody's sitting there on the top. Someone's created this pump, right? So we got to understand this. Like, for example, on this one, let me go on a daily because it will make more sense to you, right? I mean, it looks better on the weekly, actually. Look at this. It looks better on the weekly, right? Let's get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. There we go. So this is weekly. This is the pump that lifted it up, right? Can you see how it smashed through this? It took someone with a lot of money, or a handful of people, or a group of people, and I've talked about this many times, to move this up. A lot of money entered for this to happen, but all it had to do was break above a certain amount, and everybody comes in. When everybody comes in, the very same people that were responsible for pumping this up, guess what they did? They longed the market. They long the market. That's all they have to do. They long the market. Now, it depends what they longed it with, whether they longed it with BTC, whether they longed it with USDT, whether they longed it with the actual coin itself. It's a whole different story. For this price would never be impacted if they traded it with, if they'd done a long against this with BTC. All they did was made more BTC. If they long this with USDC, for example, they just made more USDC. It doesn't matter about this because it's not showing this. This is the things that I wanted to kind of talk about with you guys. Understand certain things for what it. Not everybody's trading their Pepe for more Pepe, right? Whales understand this very well. They don't have to. Also, leverage traders, think about it this way. You don't have to go and do some crazy leverage with Pepe, for example. You can go in and get $100 and do 100x on it, right? And all you need is Pepe to move a few percentage and you made your money. Because you're doing 100 times. Every percent that moves is 100 times, 100% back to you. It means not 100% is 100 times 1% back to you. There's a difference between there. Because 100% of 1% is actually 2%. So understand this, right? Oh my. I know a lot of people might think that I'm being really, really negative. I'm not being negative, guys. I'm just being totally, totally positive. I'm like, hold on, guys. We see opportunities, but we also see brand new narratives come to the market. And we also see this rinse and repeat, recycle type of a method, right? Whales, they go on to the AI narrative. Once they're done, they move over, right? There's a lot of money. There's a volume of money. You can see the exact same amount of money, kind of similar, moving. You've got to wonder, how is that possible? There's the same level of cash being deployed. AI narrative moves on. We go to bot narrative, done. That's over now. Then we now go to meme coin. That's there now. When the meme coin narrative finishes, moves over to something else. So it's going to be rinsing and repeating, and it's going to move on continuously. Also, guys, I can't read the chat, so I don't have any idea what's going on. I'm not seeing anything. So if you do have something to say, let me know. If not, I'm going to carry on talking to myself, to my black screen. But yeah, that's what I see. Right? Does that make sense? Right? This is, quite important. Like, for example, this is a coin, PIT USD. That's been around since 2021. This particular coin has been around since 2021. I mean, when was this? This is March 2022. What is this? January 2022. I think it was around since 2021. But yeah, okay, whatever the case is. It's a meme coin. This has come back now. So this is done at 26%. Why? Because people are jumping on the narrative. But that narrative is going to die out. And all I'm saying is, as a responsible trader, a responsible investor, a responsible buyer, you need to set up your stop losses, trailing stops, or whatever it be, and keep that. And keep locking your profits. That's what I'm saying. Lock in your profit, right? Bobby's going to watch the video later, and this is just for Bobby. Bobby, I know you're going to watch the video later. Earlier on, you mentioned something to me, and you said, can I mention it on Discord? And I said, I'm not going to mention it on Discord. However, I will definitely share it in in the Discord group. So this is what I'm talking about. So just kind of take a look. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I will show you the rest of the stuff on the Discord. But this was the project I was talking about, right? And I've actually bought the project here, and I've also bought the project here, right? But in total, I've put a very small amount, which I have disclosed to you. And because this could be anything, we don't know. but there are potentials out there. That's all I'm going to say, nothing else, right? And of course, with oh, damn, look at with it actually went to 193. Who would have thought a meme coin, dog with hat, would pump up today? And of course, there's another narrative as well. They also have a cat with hat now, right? And they have some other with hat now, whatever. I've put a little bit of money on all of them. Let's see what happens. You never know, right? But of course, I don't think anything else is going to do as much as this. There is a one brother we have in our Discord group. I'm not going to say his name because obviously it's up to him if he wants to tell everybody or not. But he entered around here, right? He entered around here, and he's so he entered a very small amount, and he's actually currently climbed all the way up to here. And just for perspective, I would want to show you how much this brother's actually made. So he's bought it around here somewhere. Let's just say here for the hypothetically up to here. He's currently made approximately 1,600% on his investment. Let's just say it that way, 1,600% on his investment. So good luck to him. He's done really, really well. Of course, there's a lot of big coins that we've looked at. So we've been kind of focusing on the bigger ones. He's been focusing on the meme coins, and he's done really well. So good luck to him. And this, like what I'm trying to say here is there's a lot of guys new who are coming onto Discord, who are finding my videos and discovering me and coming here and saying, we haven't made it, we haven't done it, or we've made mistakes. Right, and we're all humans. We do make mistakes, right? But we have to learn from the mistakes, right? And one of the biggest mistakes you could possibly make, and this is again why I said this is a very important video, is buying at the wrong time. Don't buy at the wrong time. Don't fall for the trap. That's all I'm saying, guys. Do not fall for the trap. Okay. But yeah, market's doing well. I mean, look at Ethereum. Oh, look at it. Beautiful. Look at Ethereum, right? Again, you see these two lines? These two lines were drawn, right, a long time ago, right? A long time ago, right? And then I want to show you something else as well. Check this out. A lot of people have seen this chart because I have sent them a screenshot on Discord. Down here was this area here. If we collapse, I said we could possibly come here. Don't ask me. That's why I said don't ask, because it's the probability of this happening is lower. But if it does, then yeah, fine. But at that time, don't ask me. That was the key here. Do not ask me about this because it's a possibility, but not an entire probability because of the way the market is, right? Then we had these levels here set up where we would be facing a bit of resistance. Of course, we blitzed through this one. In fact, in the beginning, we did face a little bit of resistance just below that, as you can see. And then we blitzed through this. And then currently we're actually on this exact line. I don't know what else to say, guys, but this is how the market works, right? The previous palms or the results do not replicate in the future, but they do kind of hold a support and resistance. We talk about all the time. Anything in the past that we crossed over would become our support in the future. And if we fall below that, then in reverse, it becomes our resistance. So this is what the market's doing. So all of this BTC, Ethereum, all of these lines, they're relevant because they used to be previous resistance or previous support zones. And whenever we fell below them, they became our current support, right? So what we want to do is obviously we need to find a support around this $65,000 level, if not create a brand new support around here, especially on the daily levels or the weekly levels, move forward. But we need to relax and move forward. If you have anything in the comments, please let me know. Any questions, basically, I'll answer them. I don't want to carry on talking on my own here. But yeah, say had a little bit of a dip. Of course, it tried the 103. We did talk about the 104, and I've talked about this on the videos before as well. It done the 103, bled a little bit. And as I mentioned earlier as well, when you see a whole bunch of green, expect a few red. When you see a whole bunch of green, you expect a few reds. And the same happened here, and we expected a few reds. The reds have come, right? It doesn't, I mean, I didn't really expect a red here, but the point is you will get them, right? And once you understand the patterns and say, right, okay, after so and so many reds, and of course the higher time frames are better, sorry, after so and so many greens, we are going to get a red. That then keeps your mind clear and logical. It's like, right, I'm expecting, so we've seen a parabola, we've seen pumps, pump. Let me kill the drawings. Pump. We might get a red. fine, we accept that. So we're going to set up a stop loss. So if it falls below this, we want to exit and keep our cash. If it goes any further, we want to buy the dip. Now we have more Satoshis than we had before, right? Same applies to Ethereum. If it dips, if it goes red, we buy a few more ETH, right? We buy a few more Whey or whatever you want to call it, right? We buy that. Solana, same story. If it dips, we want to buy a little bit more. That's all it is. However, on this one, because we've had this dip, to me, provided the market's going to be, I think Solana's about to make a move, because look, and this is really important, you got to understand this. Solana's about to make a move because of this area here. So let me just put this right there. So you see this area here, this is exactly that area there. This is exactly where Solana's facing this resistance right now, right? Let me zoom into this to show you, right? It's no coincidence that it's actually facing a resistance just below this line, right? It's not a coincidence. It's an actual fact, because this was a previous resistance area, which is still being a resistance here. But once Solana passes through that, and this is a weekly, by the way, once it passes that, look, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay, we can say maybe there's one here, all right, or we can even really narrow down and say, well, do you know what, we also have one here. But these are just minor resistance areas, minor resistance areas, because after that, it's just the all-time high. And when it goes to its all-time high, it's time for new all-time highs, right? It's time for new all-time highs. Do you know what I mean? Right? But look at those opportunities that I talked about. There's a lot of opportunities in the market. That's what I'm looking at. Like, for example, here's an analysis I did, right? And we were down here somewhere. I can't remember. I think we were down here. And I said, look, we're only about 660% away from hitting this all-time high. So for me, there was two things I looked at. Is it at a discount? Yeah. Are we trending up? Yes. What's the difference I will make if I buy today? That's all I'm looking at. What's the difference I would make if I buy today? And the difference I saw was about 660%. I'm like, it's a no-brainer. I need to put some money in there. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. Okay, Zeta. Let's look at Zeta. Zeta had a lovely little pump, came down here. This is a trend. And look, Zeta is a very fresh coin, but it has enough candles printed to show us this little bit of a data, right? It said, look, the fresh coin, pump, dump. And this is the range we need to hold. Even though it's a fresh coin, it's showing us that this is where we need to hold. This is a range we do not want to enter. If we fall below this, then we're going to become negative. Does that make sense? Right now, even though these three are red, we're actually still positive. This is one of those signals we're saying buy the dip. Makes sense, right? I can show this over and over again, right? Like, for example, we made a video when we dipped down here, and I sent actually not a video, I sent a Discord message, and I said, guys, so DOT has literally just come down here, and you got to make a decision whether you dump it or you keep it, because it could be over for DOT. But then DOT started to recover, and I also mentioned at that very time, I said, for me, I'm not going to dump anything because I've bought DOT around here somewhere, right? I'm still in profit. I'm still in positive. Even though we went all the way up there and came all the way down here, I was still positive. I said, I'm not dumping. And I held on. Recently, I've actually decided, even though I can see there's going to be a 554% or 540%, which has changed now a little bit, actually. I think it's now more like 446% remaining. But I have thought about it, and I've kind of mentioned this on the videos as well. So guys, a lot of the old legacy coins may not perform as well as they did before. Only reason is because we have so many different coins right now, and because we have too many different types of coins, people will go and pick up other ones, and the old ones may get left over, right? I see DB here. Glad I caught some live TA. Also, my brother, nice to see you here. But this is what I'm seeing, right? So even though it's pumping, I'm still in profit. So I'm still from somewhere around here. Yeah, from somewhere around, let's just say, where is it? It's around here. Yeah, around here. So the way I look at this, right? So my maths, it's stupid maths, but I always call it stupid for a reason. There's a reason behind this, right? So this is my math. Yeah, let's just say here. I look at this and I'm seeing, oh, I've done 400%. I'm still up 400%. So I'm not really complaining. Yes, I could make another 400%. But if this is not going to perform as well as some of the other coins, then I don't see a reason why I don't cash out So I'm planning to put a stop loss. So the way I'm going to cash out is not selling it and dumping it and get lost. Oh, I'm going to go into Pepe today and I'm going to pump the life out of Pepe. No, I have enough Pepe. I'm not interested, because that's part of my bag. By the way, this whole thing you're seeing here is part of my bag. These are the current coins I'm actually holding. Originally, I was only holding a few, and then I've increased it and I've held a little bit more, right? But anyway, actually, I need to add one more to this. I realized that there was one coin I wasn't tracking, but I wasn't tracking it because I bought a whole bunch and I just left it there. I see SM here. Also, my brother, nice to see you as well. So, what was I saying? So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to set up a stop loss, or maybe even a trailing stop. And my trailing stop is going to be a large distance, right? So I'm going to say, right, I don't really want to get rid of DOT, but I'm happy for DOT to continue as far as it goes this entire season. If DOT wants to go all the way back to this all-time high, I'm okay. I'm following you along. If it wants to go another 100%, 1,000% up, I'm still following you along. But I'm going to follow you with a trailing stop, right? My trailing stop delta is going to be around 10%, because what I don't want to do is exit too early. I've made 400%. I'm willing to, the idea is I'm willing to dump it for 10% less than whatever the total price is. Does that make sense? So my willingness is that I will happily bleed out 10% in a single day, exit out. Then I will use the funds to buy something else. So I'm not going to just go up there and just sell it right now. No, that's just wrong. SM says I'm going from start from beginning. Okay, no problem, bro. Go ahead. There's some powerful messages in there. If you listen to what I had to say, and hopefully it will make total sense to you. But so that's, you've got to have a strategy, right? Also, when we talk about trading, I've talked about it many times. So guys, when you trade, whatever you buy, when you press that button to buy, remember, you have to assume total loss. When you press that button, you've lost that money, right? Doesn't matter if you made 1,000,000%, if you've made $100 into $1 million. The only time you realize you've made $1 million is when it's in your pocket. Means you have to press that button to sell. And I also talked about how many people get possessed. When they see a market pumping, they get possessed. They can't press that button to sell. So I'll give you a good example of something. He's not here right now. Bobby, one of our members, Bobby, he did message me, actually. He messaged me on, what's it called? Yeah, he messaged me on, where is it? Yeah, he messaged me on Discord earlier on. Also, SM, if you're here, bro, I just got a message. People are trying to shill hot. I just wanted to tell you and Bobby, because you guys did join my tribe. They are shilling hot. There's a reason. I'm obviously there on the thing on hot as well, and I've shared that. What I'll do is after this show, I will go and post that link again in Discord. So those of you who are on Discord, join. You don't have to do anything. It's only once every 2 hours or 3 hours, just mining. But do it. There's a reason behind it. We don't know. It might pump. It might not. I see RA here. I just put my life savings in Doge. No, bro. It's the worst thing. You shouldn't do that. These are the things that I tell people, do not do. You must be able to manage your risk. What's the point you putting your life saving in Doge today? Right? You said Doge. Let's find Doge. Right? Doge is not here. Let me get Doge for you. Right? Please understand these are the things that will get you wrecked, right? Okay, Doge position wise, it looks good, right? So Doge, we can see on a weekly, we do have this major resistance area here. So the entire season we held lovely support here, and now we have a major resistance here. From this major resistance, of course, we might pump up, and if we do, good luck to everybody, right? Yes, you're going to make money, and I do have some Doge somewhere, right? But the point is I wouldn't go and buy it today, right? So you'll make about 300% up to the all-time high if we did pump up, right? Let's just say it like that. Now, and it is climbing, which is good, right? But the point is when you should have been buying it is around here, right? 20, let's just say here, let's say here, this area here, right? Hold on. Yeah, I'm looking at the date. Yeah, so let's say 2022, even 2023, October 2023, right? Let's go to October 2023. I think that was a good thing, right? Or even here, January 2024. This would have been the time you want to buy, right? So what I'm saying is I don't like to do historical stuff. There's no point. But when something pumps and when it's on a green, Guys, it's the worst time to buy. Do not do that. It doesn't matter what happens. Do not invest something like this. If you think people who have performed in the past, like I showed earlier on, right? This whole thing here, like this. Someone who got BTC on day one, the Bitcoin pizza day, right? Let's just say Bitcoin pizza guy, right? If he comes up and says to you, I've done 138 million%. Today, he says to you, I've done 138 million% with BTC. Should we now jump into BTC and say we're also going to do 138 million? No, we know the reality. We're not going to do that. If we go into Ethereum and say, oh, we've done 853,000% on Ethereum, right? Should we jump on based on that? No, we should jump on into any crypto based on what the current fact is, not the previous fact, like the current performance would be or possibility of it being, not what it was before, right? Because there are so many different factors you could understand: political factors, geopolitics, monetary factors, global economics, right? How many people are holding it, how many people were not holding it, how many banks have it now, how many banks didn't have it, how many coins we have and how many we didn't have. Do you know what I mean? So when you start looking at all of those kind of things, things will start to make a little bit of sense, right? Just because a lot of these coins have done really, really well in the past, right? It doesn't mean they will do the same right now, all right? So that's what I'm saying, because of the diversification we got. But I do hope for the best for you. Honestly, I do hope for the best for you. I do hope you make it. I hope you make a decent amount of money, and if you do, you're going to treat me for coffee, right? So this is my thing. Any one of you who make decent amount of money, you're going to treat me for coffee. That's what I'm going to ask for, right? So yeah, looking at the weekly chart for Doge, where am I on dot for? Yeah, I'm on Doge. What the hell is going on? Oh, I see. You highlighted before. Anyway, so that's what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys do well. As I said, Doge. I know some guys. There are some few guys who had XRP. Again, if you look through the video, I kind of showed the XRP part as well. Look how far it's down. It's still 83% down. So look at those. And hopefully it helps. Like Doge for you, brother. There's 76% down. Now remember, 76% down equates to, on the way up, when it recovers, that equates to around 300% up. You see, the numbers are different, right? Also got to look at that. Just because it's 75% down doesn't mean it will go 75% up. It will actually be a lot more, because it's the percentages change, right? Good, my brother. Thanks. Look, I just want you guys to lock in, right, your profit. And if you looked carefully, like on the video just moments ago when I talked about DOT, what did I say? I'm happy for DOT to move forward because I believe it will go forward. But I'm also happy to lose 10% from whatever the top is, right? I'm happy to lose. So I've kept a nice distance. I'm saying I don't want to be stopped out, but I also want to keep the maximum, and I want to let it grow. So, I'll let it grow, but I want to keep that nice distance, right? And if it goes to 100, or $1,000, whatever, I make the most of it. But if for whatever reason, in a single day, it drops to 10%, I'm out. Does that make sense? That's the whole idea. Save whatever you can, right? Because it's really important. I lost some money in 2020 bull run, but I learned from my losses. Awesome. That's the whole important thing. So a lot of people will lose money and curse it and this and that, whatever. And for me, the way I say, no, it's actually a learning curve. If you remember the video, when you first watched the video, if you go right back to the beginning, I talked about how the universe comes to your thing, how the frequencies work. What was I talking about? This very same thing. If we are positive, so we're so positive about something, we're excited, we're having fun, and we enter something with this whole entire energy, right? Which is good, right? So we enter this with the energy, but for whatever reason, something bad happens and our energy changes, right, into a negative energy. How does that impact us? Forget what happened to you, because there are things out of control, right? Market you cannot control, prices you cannot control, patterns and structures you can't control. But one thing you can is your emotion. So all of a sudden you entered the market positive with this hyper positive energy, and your energy is overflowing, is passing on to other people, right? And now you've become negative. That changes everything. Now everything around you is becoming negative. Does that make sense? But if you then say positively, you say, actually, it's a mistake. Fine, I'm going to be bigger, better, and stronger. Now, that energy that you had originally is tenfold stronger. Does that make sense? That's the frequency I talk about. So I know a lot of people might think that this guy's crazy. What the hell is he talking about? I know a lot of people, not sure where, from who or where, but have come on, jumped on the stream, jumped off again, thinking, who the hell is this guy? You know, what the hell is he talking about? Fine. I don't judge. It's okay, right? But you got to understand, end of the day, when we look at certain things, how we, our perspective, basically, our views on those kind of things, right? We can be all negative about certain things, or we can be positive and move on, right? I've had situations very recently, to be honest, so bad, like devastatingly bad. I can't even talk about it. But I kind of took a step back. I said, what do I want to do? Do I want the entire universe to collapse on me because I'm so bad and so I feel so, you know, I just don't want to be around anymore, right? You know, that feeling you get, that gut feeling, you're emotionally, mentally, you just don't want to wake up, right? You're like, I want to sleep forever. I don't want to wake up, right? And you feel like everything has collapsed on you. The whole universe is against you. Everybody's against you. You talk to people are asking you something good, but you think they're about to attack you for whatever reason. That's the level of emotional disaster I've personally had. But as I said, I took a step back and I said, am I going to let that affect me? Hold on. I have enough positive energy in me to push it all outside again. And that's what I did. You know how the universe is expanding according to science? Similar way, I've pushed out the positive energy in me and I've taken every part of my negative thing that's really happened, made it positive. So I don't want to talk about positive and negative anymore. I know I've been going on about it a bit. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, please do fire away. If there's a particular coin or anything you want me to talk about, as long as it's on the, what do you call this? As long as it's on TradingView, I will happily do an analysis for you. I've talked about this today to a few people actually. There's a guy I was talking to and he was talking about some memes and I was like, bro, I can't do meme. Okay, also talking about meme. We had Bobby earlier on. There was a meme that launched today and I gave him like a kind of a live tester of what I do. Taster. I would say taster, right? So there are times when I will go into the market, right, with full emotional control, buy, sell something. I will be in it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum, right? I always talk about this. I analyze things for 99% of the time and I'll make that one trade. So I've been kind of tracking this thing for a few days, okay? And I tracked it and I was like, this looks interesting. So, okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in and I'm going to jump out. And my time frame was about 15 minutes. Unfortunately, it took me around 16 minutes to do all of this. So I went in, I played around for 16 minutes, came back. He wanted to invest a little bit of money. So I took that. I managed to double it for him and for me. By the way, I traded with him equal amounts. I traded with him to double it and then give it back to him. So just kind of show him that when you take a risk, a limited risk, and if you can manage that risk in a particular way, it doesn't matter. I mean, today was lucky for him. We made 100% back. But sometimes within 15 minutes, you don't make 100%, but you make 10%, 20%, 30%, right? Or worst case scenario, you make 5%. But it's not a win all the time. Sometimes you're going to lose. But it's one of those kind of thing where you enter with complete risk management, you see things for what it is, and you're like, right, I'm in, I see what this is, I know what's going to happen. You already pre-planned every move that you're going to make. So in that case, what I did was I entered with a fixed amount, equal amount, what he gave me and what I had already. We entered with the equal amount. Within a few seconds, I would say close to a minute, let's just say a minute, right? I decided to take the initial out because it was pumping, it was double already. So I took the initial out. Then I let the money that we had double, let that kind of roll a little bit, right? So the profit money. Then I started to take 50% off the market as soon as it pumped. Then it dumped, I waited, it pumped again, took 50% again. It dumped, it pumped again, right? And then I'm seeing how the market cap is shrinking. So the coin's still there, the price is still pumping because new people are coming in, but the market cap is shrinking. People are cashing out. So 50% out, 50% out, 50%. So when I did all of that, eventually I had like $3 or $4 worth left. I was like, 100%, get the hell out, right? And I got him double the return. So this is how it is. Like sometimes, what do you call this? Like you enter the market, you have to have emotional control. Okay, today was a good day, right? But sometimes you will end up losing it, you know. But stop loss, risk management, very important. Um, do you think ADA will reach its all-time high again? Do I think ADA will reach its all-time high again? So I do have some ADA Cardano. I've locked it up. It's on a, you know, the Cardano staking pool, the validator staking pool, or whatever they call it. It's on there, but I've had it there like since 2022, something like this, since we last dumped, because I did take all my initial out. So all my initials are out. I had a few like sitting around from the profits that I made last season. So I just thought, just dump it in there, forget about it. So it's still there. So I do hold ADA, but this season I haven't had any Cardano in my liquid portfolio. I haven't bought any. So this is some coin from the past that I saw, and I'm kind of tracking it just in case something happens. Now, this is something you want to see, right? So your question will be answered if you look at this, right? So there's, by the way, you will see this on many of the charts where I've done this kind of a, what do you call this? This measurement, right? I've done this measurement thing because I want to see the percentage. And you can see clearly when I measured this, right? So the day I measured it, the price was somewhere around here. I can't remember where it was somewhere around here, not even sure. And I done that measurement and I said, look, it has to go up 399%. So if we move it up to where we are right now, then it's 297% until its all-time high, right? Is it possible? Everything is possible as long as BTC can stop. We need BTC to stop. I'm not even joking. BTC has to stop pumping. But I know right now, with 2% remaining, or close to like 1.5% remaining, $1,500, BTC will not stop. We know that for sure. We know that for a fact. BTC will not stop. It will go and test this all-time high. It will go and test this all-time high. It doesn't matter what happens. Oh my God, look, it's already doing it. So forget all-time high. I just want to show you this, right? This is no joke, right? Let me switch off a few things, guys. Give me a second. I just want to switch all of these off because what I want to show you is the fact. It's on the chart right now. BTC sitting at $67,340. This is a wick. Look carefully. This is a wick. This means this is the highest body of a candle in BTC on a single week that we've ever had. In fact, let me change it to a day. Maybe it's on the day as well. Let's have a look at this. Not quite yet. So we have had another body higher. So as you can see here, we've had another body slightly higher. So almost, right? But weekly, definitely it is one of the highest candle we've ever had on a week. Right? A body of a candle sitting that high in an entire week. That's the first time. Right, that's the first time, and that's a super bullish thing. All we need to do is close. Obviously, we need to close this candle above this body on Sunday for us to close well, right? But at the same time, we also need to create a support. I know I'm talking about BTC quite a bit, and you're probably not here for that, but there's a reason. 65,500 approximately. If we can hold support here for BTC while we've done the pump, great. We've done a pump, we hit the all-time high, super good. Just stay there. That's all we need to do, stay there. Then the entire market, and earlier on I mentioned it as well, I showed this on the coin market cap section, the entire market will start to move up with it because we're now giving room for those to grow. We're making room for people who have made profits in BTC to take their profit money, not their initial, maybe their initial, but whatever they decide, take it and now deploy that cash into other coins. Right, like we've been doing. For example, today when we did the so me and Bobby, when we did that thing on Solana, I actually did it with profit money from something else I made some earlier on. So today I already deployed some cash, made some SOL, then I sent that SOL over to do something with Bobby just for a joke, right? For me it was a joke anyway, and recycled it and doubled it and came back again. So just understand what I'm trying to say. I didn't play with fresh cash. No, I'm not going to put fresh money down. I've mentioned this entire season. I said, guys, I'm not going to play as hard. If I had a choice, I wouldn't even play this season. So this season, I'm actually not playing as hard as I would normally. Normally I'll be out there doing leverage, doing whatever needs to be done and going ballistic, but I've got other important things I need to save the money for. I haven't got the, how to say this, I haven't got excess liquid cash to go and burn on this. And I've been totally honest with everybody. I said, guys, I'm not going to come here and flash my cash and whatnot. Oh, let's do this, let's do it. No, I haven't got that spare cash to play this market, right? But knowing what I know and knowing how to do this, I can play this market any day. BTC could be at $1 million. I could still play the game. It doesn't matter. When you're trading, it doesn't matter what price it is, because you're in it for the money. You're in it for the percentage. It doesn't matter what price it is. Of course, when to buy. Is there a good time to buy? Those are questions everybody asks. And there is a good time to buy. Good time to buy is when it's bloody. A good time to buy is when it's right at the bottom. A good time to buy is in the bear market. Earlier on today, actually, there was a brother. His name was Adam, a friend of a friend. So I had a conversation with him. Actually, the friend called me and Adam was nearby. So he called me and he spoke to me. We spoke about 46 minutes, I think it was. And he's actually a banker. So he's admitted that he's been brainwashed in the banking system, right? But now he understands. And he was like, one thing he can't figure out. So this is a guy who's a professional. He's in the banking industry. He said, I don't know. I can't time it. I've been in it since 2021, but I can't time it. And in fact, he said something which made me laugh. He said he bought the top. He actually bought the top in 2021. However, made sense. He said, look, I'm not bothered. I don't intend to sell. I don't intend to trade it. I just want to buy and hold. So he is one of those. What I'm noticing is quite a bit of a pattern as well. A lot of these guys from the bank institution, for hedge funds and XYZ, they're not buying the bottom. They're buying the top. Anyway, because he said, and I appreciate that, the fact that he said that. He's probably watching it as well because I shared the channel with him. He said that he couldn't time it. But actually we can time it. We have timed it. We may have not timed exactly what day it is, but we timed exactly what area to buy. That's the key here. The key is not what day. Of course, nobody knows what day. This could go to zero tomorrow. Nobody can give you a guarantee this is going to be at $60,000 or $67,377 tomorrow. No guarantees, guys. Nobody can give you a guarantee that the whole internet's going to be around. We could be in the Stone Ages tomorrow. There's no guarantee, is there? Let's be real here. But when we identify patterns, right, and that's the key here, when we identify patterns, we can say exactly when to buy, right? So we know there's a zone, there's an area, and we can say just roughly, right? We can say, oh, anything below this area, this $24,000, anything from there, we can buy. So we can identify an area and say, that's a probable area where we can pick up discounts in the future. So that we can time. Right? I know a lot of people don't have the patience, and if they did, the world would be a whole different place, but it is what it is. So I'm not going to say much there, but it's quite brilliant how to see, you know, when you're looking at the market, you're seeing the market where it is right now. And I'm speaking to many people, great minds and professionals out there as well in their own rights, who have come along and said to me, look, you know, we understand the market now. We understand the system now. Yes, it's late. You know, we've heard about it years ago, but we've never entered. But now that things in the real world are showing their true colors, we are now decided to move into BTC, if that makes sense. So that's what you're probably looking at me and saying, why is this guy looking there? I've got my chat here, guys. I'm just looking at the chat. That's what it is, right? So I'm just checking if anyone's putting some new stuff. KRA says, are you, hope you're feeling better. I am feeling a lot better. I was not well on last Monday's video. I genuinely wasn't well at all, but I was just really stressed. But this week, I'm kind of a little bit less stressed, solely because I've delegated some of the work. Unfortunately, I mean, I haven't really delegated it, but I can't do some of the work that that needs to be done. So I've delegated to somebody else. So that person, a close friend, him and his team, they're managing that part. So kind of taking a little break because there's really nothing I could do. So I'm happy to be on Discord or be on YouTube and talk about whatever. I'm on Telegram as well, wherever I need to be, I'm doing my bit. Because I am kind of free for a little while until next week. And then next week, when it's handed over back to me, then I have to do whatever that needs to be done. So yeah, just a little break right now. That's it. So I am kind of relieved that 99% of the entire project that we've been talking about has been done. And all I got to do is deploy. Now I want to talk about something as well. I don't know. This is quite funny. So I don't want to talk about it, but it's quite funny. The project itself, everyone knows, is called No Central X, right? That's the project. That's what I've been pumping. That's whole idea that I have had in my head. I said that's what I want to do. But then I kind of briefly talked about the AI bot there. We're doing an AI connection there. And something quite funny happened, right? So the AI, I've given it a name, right? A very unique name, right? Unique because nobody else has that name. And I went online for whatever reason. I said, let me see if there's a website. And I found a website with the exact same name. So I bought it. So I bought the AI is called something, found the website, bought the website. And then I kind of spoke to a bunch of friends and I was like, should I rebrand onto that? So we're kind of still negotiating, talking. We're not negotiating, but I'm just thinking because the AI is very catchy. The name is very catchy. That's why. So yeah, let's see what happens, right? I'm not going to say anything else right now. I don't want to disclose anything, but ultimately, listen, that's what one of the reasons. The best thing is this project. I've never ever set anything in stone. And what I mean by that, I've never ever published anything as a final version. Never. I've only hinted at certain things, right? Why? Because I don't want my project to leak. I don't want the ideas to leak. So what I'm going to do is once everything is ready, I'm going to deploy it all in one go and then wish for the best, right? At the same time, obviously, pray to God, right? If it comes or not. And it's all about the frequency. It's all about the positive energy. So I know I've said a lot about this, but that's what it is. Again, I can't see the chat. If anybody's there and the chats, let me know, guys. I don't know what you're seeing, by the way, on YouTube. I have no idea. From what I know is my chat should be displaying on there, but it's not coming up. So I don't know what's going on. I actually do not know what's going on. Right. Also, I want you to give me a second and I'm going to be right back because I want to do something. I'm going to be right back. Just stay there. Don't go anywhere. Right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I had to go and check the cats because they were kind of scratching on the doors that wanted to come in, so I just had to go and check where everybody is. But yeah, I hope. Look, the things I said today, right, or the stuff I showed on the chart and on coin market cap. I hope all of that kind of makes sense because, guys, it is a very powerful thing to see, right, and understand that. Look, we could the market could do whatever it's doing, none of that matters. Oh, the chat is here. Oh my god, the chat is here. Is the project a crypto? Okay. You see, this is funny. So now I can see the chat. So basically I was on the wrong screen. My god. Yes, the project. Okay, Ari, I have no intention to declare everything on a live stream or even on this channel. Let me explain this to you, then that will kind of make sense to you. So the crypto or the project itself has its own YouTube channel, by the way. It has its own YouTube channel. It has its own social media or its social profiles and etc. where I will be publicizing a little bit more. However, because you've asked the question, let me explain to you. So the project itself, think about it this way. It's an idea, right? It has a exchange, so it's more of an ecosystem. It has an exchange that's part of the project. It has a multiple tokens, so there's not one token, there's actually multiple tokens, but they're not all coming out at the same time, and each token has a purpose. Not only that, a lot of people may think that, oh, we're going to be selling all of these tokens. No, we're not selling all of the tokens. There's one token, the very first one, that is the one that's going to be sold. The rest of the tokens that are going to come out, you can actually obtain them by staking whatever coins you got originally. When we're selling the coins, we're not actually selling them to raise funds. The project has been paid for entirely. So right from the get-go, all of whatever expenses had to be done has been done already. And I've lost a lot of money over that. But the project never stopped. In my heart, the project was alive. So I've kept that. And so we are going to launch the project. The project is the exchange, right? So the idea is the exchange, the decentralized exchange, whatever you call it. We're doing that. And then with the project, we also have, so what I mean, this is what I'm saying, it's a bit different. When I say project, it's not one thing, it's many, many things that are part of it, right? Hopefully people don't come back and bite my ass over this, right? But let me explain this, right? So the project itself is an exchange, is a kind of a hedge fund, a crypto hedge fund, which is quite unique. So hedge fund, it has an AI. All right, so we have a bot, a trading bot. So that's a bot as well. So that's part of the project. It has a token that is connected to the exchange dividend. That's unique. And it has a token that's connected to the AI, right, which has a whole different valuation, and also connected to like fees and whatnot and all sorts of other stuff. There's more to it as well. I don't want to say too much here. And then there's a third one, and the third one I haven't decided whether we're going to launch or not. And let me explain this to you. The third one is more important actually. Think about it like a share, right? A synthetic share. So we have this plan and this roadmap, right? And there's steps, stages. So as we progress and we hit each threshold, right, of the roadmap. So the more we grow, the bigger we get. Then we need to kind of create more utility, and that's where the utilities come in. So we enable a different function for a whole different utility to interconnect into the first project, right, or the first part of the system. All right, and I'm trying to be as vague as possible because I don't want to give too much information, guys. So we're going to do that, and then the last part, which is not decided yet, is that where we want to take the project, keep it as decentralized, but at the same time open a centralized section of the project. And through the centralized one, we want to be FCA regulated and etc, whatever needs to be, right? We want to do those. And when we do that, we want to have an option for a synthetic share. So that means we plan to list on the stock markets or trading, because we know how to do it. We have connections there. And ultimately, we want to be able to sell synthetic shares or real world shares, which are convertible, means that you could, as a person, you could decide to buy the synthetic share, right? Say it's $100 a piece, for example. I'm just giving you a rough idea here. Could be $1, doesn't matter. Synthetic share, but then you don't want to be decentralized. You want to now, you're happy to be KYC, AML, whatever. You can swap your synthetic share for a real world share in the company. So it's like you can go back and forth between the things, which is something quite unique. Again, first of a kind. There's a lot of things that we're doing first time ever. No one's ever done it. Hence why I don't want to really disclose too much on a video like this. I'd rather do it on a promotion marketing material after we've launched. So I don't want to say too much because it might expose too much. I hope you appreciate this. It's something I've been working on for a very long time. And originally the project itself, this was not the project, to be frank and completely honest with you. It was something else. Originally it was just a crypto. But over time, and I'm talking about 6-7 years now, the project has evolved, right? And for me, I've constantly been evolving it, looking at the same time. I've been wrecked, I've been cheated, I've been rugged, right, a few times, and I've been hacked a few times. But as I said, in my mind, my soul, I know the project is going to be worth it. I've had many names for it, by the way, and this is quite funny. Originally, the project was called Helix. From Helix, we then went around, called it a few various other names. We didn't last for that long. And then the most prominent name after that was Paradoxes. So it evolved into Paradoxes, and actually spoke with a team, a group of infrastructure designers and everything as well, to launch this. And then it all failed again. And that's where I've lost a lot of money. Then from Paradoxes, I got kind of annoyed. This is not long ago, a couple of months ago, I got annoyed, but I already had the codes for the thing. So I got really annoyed. And then I said, right, that's it. Do you know what? I'm not going to do paradoxes. I'm going to actually launch no central X, right? I called it no central X. And now I'm thinking maybe I might rebrand it again, because I do have the opportunity to rebrand it before we launch. It doesn't matter, right? I haven't put anything in stone, set anything in stone. Also, just to kind of show you guys something, I'm going to go to this screen and I'm going to go to this screen. And I just want you to understand this, right? So let's put this on the side here, just on the side here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just gonna put this on the side here, just so I can show you something which will make total sense to you. This, my friends, is the entire project, right? This is the entire project. Look, right? Look, website, tokens. So this is the token. This is the affiliate token. This is all the UI, the entire website basically is sitting there. A lot of people don't think that I'm just messing about. No, the entire website's there. We're just building the whole thing out now. And once it's done, yeah, we're going ballistic. That's the whole idea, right? And obviously the marketing and whatever needs to be done will be starting at that time as well. So it's not something that I've just just thought about like yesterday. Oh, let's whip something up. Let's go rug pull a whole people. No. If I wanted to do that, I could have done that 100 times, a million times. In fact, let me show you something. Give me a second. Let me show you something interesting. Right. I just want to show you something very interesting, right? Oh, not this one. Where's my remix gone? There it is. Just wanted to show you something very, very interesting. This is a Solidity compiler. This is, look, no central X. Can you see this, right? I just want you guys to understand this. This is my entire code for the coin if I want to launch it today. All this requires is a very simple connection to my wallet, a small gas fee, and then I can deploy. Do you realize this? This is how simple it is, right? I say this to many people, guys. It takes me around 30 seconds, 60 seconds maybe, and it depends on Ethereum or whichever blockchain I'm using, how long their network takes for it to confirm. Because this only takes a few seconds. I mean, this is what it is. All I have to do is deploy to whatever I want to. This is the entire contract. This is it, right? This is the basic form of this contract, right? Ignore all of these numbers, but this is it. The entire contract is in there. Now, for example, if I want to change this, all I have to do is go in here, change these tickers, change this to any name I want. You can copy and paste this and create your own token, by the way. This is the entire token. Can you imagine this? Of course, there are other parts connected to this, right? There are other parts connected to this. So it's not simple, but the point is this is the main contract. This is the ERC20 that people use to launch their token. It's a 30-second job. Connect your wallet, whatever blockchain you want, and deploy, man. That's it. We're done. You know what I mean? We're done. So RA says, looking forward to it. Let's hope so, my brother. Obviously, we're all looking forward to it. Listen, I am more excited about the project than anything else. I've kind of made some bold predictions as well, and I've made some bold calls. And obviously, you guys can see my face, right? That's another thing a lot of people don't understand. Many, 99.9% of the crypto projects you see, you will not see the face, right? Because everybody wants to make money. I'm also going to make money. And I made a statement the other day, which is quite funny. And I actually said it to someone else earlier on today, reminded me. He said, why don't you monetize your YouTube and do some sort of a paid course or whatever, and so they can come and pay and learn from you, because these idiots, they don't want the free knowledge that you throw out there. He's saying it in all goodwill, right, or good heart, right? He's like, look, I can see what you're doing. People must appreciate you for what you're trying to do. Maybe you don't do it the way they want it, but that's not what they're here for. If they don't like you, they can go for somewhere else. And those are the people that you talk to. If they don't accept it, you should probably charge them for it. So that's what he's saying, right? And I'm like, no, brother, why would I charge them? I'll tell you what I have planned. And he's like, what? I said, I'm building something that is great. And we talked about the project as well. So that's how it kind of led into this. And I said, look, we're building something and the project's going to come in. And I appreciate that. He wanted to help me. I said, I appreciate you trying to help me and test it and whatnot. But the whole thing about charging people, I'm not charging people on YouTube because I have no reason to. I used to. I had, like, when I first got the monetization enabled on the thing. I did activate a few things and then I disconnected everything. So right now, I remember SM used to be a member. He used to be a member of Discord. Sorry, not Discord, YouTube. And he used to pay every month. That's disconnected. So no memberships anymore. No more super chats. So you can't do super chats here. Channel's demonetized, right? You can't do it. Also, now I've got a few videos there where they've got copyright and this and that. So I've got a whole bunch of copyright strikes, to the point where someday YouTube's gonna decide to shut me down, right? But they do that all the time. I don't really care. So let's see what happens. But there are some videos that I might have to delete. Like for example, I did a video the other day. Let me show you. So the video we did the other day. Let's get rid of that. Let's get out of here. Where is it? So we did a video the other day which actually got a copyright. Just want to show you what I mean by that. So this video here, hold on, let me go to studio. No, you're welcome to see my studio, by the way, guys. I don't hide anything. What you see is the real facts. So look, community thing, whatever it was, that's how many subscribers we have right now. And if you go to content, what you see is that's the video that got a copyright. And there's a few more I have which have copyrights as well. But you can see the real-time data of who's done what, like comments, for example, how many people have commented. I respond to all of them. So you can see I've responded to every single comment. I'm not the type of guy who doesn't respond. But yeah, I mean, just generally you can see how the channel performs, right? What performs, what videos perform the most, what doesn't. You know, and etc, right? So it's all there. You know, look, at the end of the day, I said to many guys, I said, good look, guys, I'm as open as it gets, right? Very transparent. You know, I've done certain things, I talk about certain things, and I like to keep it clean, you know. So I see 5 of you there. If there's any other questions, guys, please do let me know. I don't want to just go and say nothing, if that makes sense, right? So please let me know. Refresh. Let me refresh chat because you know what, I don't know if the chat is going on or not. Also, we've been here for 1 hour 26 minutes, so we're not going to be here too long. I would love to go and have another cup of coffee. Someone says he's so excited. I don't even know who it is. Who's so excited? Chaos says, okay, Chaos says, I'm so excited. This is quite funny. I see the chat in one section which I didn't see before, and I've got a feeling that's going to be on the video as well, which is weird. It should have been there already, but I couldn't see it. I don't know what's going on. So Chaos excited. That's fine, Chaos. I'm going to be more excited if you save all your money this season. Please. Okay, I would love you to save all your money. As I said earlier on Discord as well, this season, nobody has an excuse to tell me that they did not cash out and they did not make money. I want you all to make your money. Next season, we're going to play a little bit more. What exchange would you use to buy smaller coins? Okay, RA asked the lovely questions here. RA, if you go to CoinMarketCap, right, and I'm going to stick to CoinMarketCap first, then I'll move over to Dex Tools and Dex Screener, and it will make sense to you, right? So if you go to CoinMarketCap, click any coin, it will show you. So what you do, you go there, say for example, we click, just for the sake of this, let's click BNB, right? You click BNB. What you can see is markets. So you tap markets and it will show you all the exchanges, right, that it's available. And there's currently like 82 pages. You can see all the exchanges that is available. That's one way of finding where you can trade this. Obviously, that's the centralized way, right? Of course, there are other things as well. So for example, if you go to, like, for example, meme coins or something fresh that's just come out, it might be a Solana ecosystem coin. If it is, then you go to Dex Tools and you search on Dex Tools, or you go to Dex Screener and you search there. So there are multiple places to go and check. Also, if you do go and check those things, remember that most of them are going to be decentralized exchange, similar to like Uniswap or PancakeSwap or QuickSwap, Radium. What's the other one called? Radium, Flux something. Yeah, something Flux. I can't remember what it is, but it's another thing. Yeah, it's a Solana thing, but there's so many. So you got to look at the actual protocol itself and what exchanges they have. So if it's, say, it has a whole different ecosystem, a whole different thing, of course they pretty much work the same way. They all look the same as well. But that's what you got to find out from the thing. And also you need the correct contract address. That's very important. So when we talk about contract address, I want to quickly show you contract address, so that will make total sense to you. So for example, when we go and look at Binance, right, we need to look for the contract address. And when we look at contract address, right here, it's not there, but say for example, Explorers, you can see on the Explorer, you got BNB chain, BSC trace, BSC scan, for example, whatever. Let's just go to BSC scan and I'll show you what I mean by contract address, right? You need the correct contract address. So this is the contract address. So you can see, you can copy from here and now you can do whatever you want, right? That's the contract address. While we're on the subject, let me also show you Dex tools, right? I hope I spelled it right. No, so this one, Dex tools, right? The contract address does matter because now I'm on Dex tools. I've got all of this crazy stuff coming on, right? And you can use it from your phone or whatever. There's so many different stuff I'm seeing here, right? So question is I'm looking for a pair. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that pair that I copied, right? So if I now type in that pair, you can see it's searching and it finds that we're talking about BNB, right? So a contract address is very important. Of course, if we don't want to, if it's an Ethereum, if it's a Solana, whatever, you can go to any one of these and search for that contract address and also find where you can trade that, right? And that will totally make sense to you. So like, for example, here's a good one, Trump. Right? I don't even know what it is. It's Trump. It's a Trump on Ethereum or WETH, whatever. It's pumping like hell. Of course, it might rug at some stage, but it's pumping like hell, right? So let's see what happens. I mean, there's a Dex store there, score there as well. So some of these might pump. Again, one thing you have to understand as well, guys, when we do the socials, from my personal experience, they do it for free, but they also sometimes don't process you fast enough. So when they put you on this page, it's usually paid. Understand this, please. Usually you're paid. Now, when they're putting you here and they're ranking you, this is also paid. Please understand this, right? The only time this is not paid. So this section here, this entire box here is not paid, right? This is actually picking up from the blockchain itself. So for example, if you go Solana ecosystem, you can see who Solana is right now. This is generally not paid. So please understand this, right? But all of this stuff is usually paid stuff. This is paid stuff because that's how they operate. That's how they make their money. So I hope that kind of helps. And from there, as I said, like earlier on, sorry, you were talking about exchanges. So from there, you will find what exchanges they will be trading on, right? So for example, this one is on Phoenix Pool, and hold on, let's go to CoinMarketCap from here. So we're looking for the markets and it will show you exactly which exchanges you can trade. So you can see Radium, KuCoin, HTX, Orca, whatever, it's all there. I hope that kind of answers your question in short, because we can go around all the exchanges and it will be kind of crazy. In fact, today, earlier on Discord, I didn't even use an exchange. I could have went to Radium and bought something because it was listed on Radium at 5 p.m. Instead, I actually used a bot. So you can even use a bot if you know what you're doing. Have you seen Dev, DEVVE new coin? No, I have not seen DEVVE because I'm not looking at anything, to be honest with you. I am not looking at coins at this time of the market. I avoid looking at, look at that Dev here. Someone's already got a copycat, and this is probably the one you're talking about. At this place of the market, I actually avoid looking at anything, right? Because you never know when the market's going to crash, right? If that makes sense, right? Anyway, looking at this looks pretty cool. So you can see this is where it was, like just simple analysis from here, right? We don't need to go too far. So you can see this was like kind of the launch, right? So this is kind of the launch area. It dumped, and we're looking at timeline. This is important as well. Again, those of you who follow me on Discord may have seen me write something earlier on as an example to what happened today in reality, right? And I said something is very important. So if you look at the date here, this is quite fun, right? I like this date. So the date here is the 20th of February. good number, good day. So from the 20th of February 2024, what you can see, it bled, which is fine. So it pumped when it launched, it bled a few days, it bled, right? But that bleed, if you can see, this is 24, so this is 4 days. This happened 4 days, right? So for about 3 days it bled, and then it started pumping up, creating these higher lows. So we're now seeing higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and we see this trend. So we're constantly seeing this upper trend forming, right? And if you notice carefully, from the 20th to the 1st of March, the trend changed. So we had this 5, 6, 7, 8 days, or let's just say 10 days, right? Or 9 days in this case, right? We had 9 days of bloody, but at the same time, it started to create these higher lows. And when it created these higher lows, we then started to get that pump. You see what I mean? So the area to buy would have been this area. And also, this is when we identify that this coin is okay. You know what I mean? So this is when we can identify this coin is okay. Now we can start moving and deploying our cash and going where we need to go, right? So I'm going to try and bring this onto TradingView. Let's see if TradingView has it. So TradingView doesn't, okay, it does have it actually. It has it on MEXC. So it's a very small exchange. It has it on a very small exchange. I mean, right. So it's been around for 3 weeks, which is good, which looks okay. This is our daily, which is okay. Now we're going to move over to a slightly lower time frame to see that pattern that we saw earlier. So earlier on, when we looked at CoinMarketCap, this pattern here, this is the very same pattern we're going to now identify on the actual thing. So what we saw was that this was the, sorry, give me a second. I'm going to show you this. This is going to make total sense to you. So this was the launch price, but actually the close, right, the 4-hour candle close was around this area. This is what we see. So this we know is the point we need to go above, which is brilliant, right? We see that this whole thing dumps, right? So from this candle here all the way to here, it dumped, right? This happened. And these are, remember, these are four hourly candles, but we see this happening up to here. But then what we see is the market from this particular candle starts to create this higher low up to here. Let's just say up to here, right? So we're just looking at this, and the trend is this. So we also, now we can identify that we have a trend, right? So very simple. We just, gone in, we said, okay, we've seen this coin, we want to buy this coin, we are interested in buying this coin, we missed the pump, it's going to dip, we let it bleed, right? And the total bleed time was, as you can see, let me breathe it on a daily so I can show you the total bleed time, right? And it's never a coincidence when I show you this kind of stuff, guys. So I'm going to put it on the top here. The total bleed time, 11 days. So from launch to when it pumped was 11 days, right? Or, I mean, I could easily, actually, I'm not being fair when I say that. I would say up to about here. So let's say 10 days, right? So 10 days, it bled for 10 days, and then it started pumping. Or I can even take it, actually, let me take it right to the bottom here. It bled for 4 days. Is that a coincidence? Remember, this is a coin SM, you've just given me this coin, and on Discord earlier on I said 4 days, if not 7 days, right? This is a coin that you've just given me. This is not a coincidence. This is a fact. This is a pattern that plays over and over again. So I'm not an expert. I've always mentioned this to you guys, but I'm good at looking at patterns, and I see a pattern, I'm like, this pattern comes in over and over again, over and over again. Whenever the market has a particular fresh brand new coin, it seems to dump for XYZ amount of time, then it starts to pump, and when it starts to pump, that's when we want to buy. We need that dump to happen. 4 days to 7 days, a little bit more, not bad, right? Again, KR, I hope you took note of exactly what happened here, because that's what happened earlier on. Now, looking at this, it's obviously dumping. Where do we want it to dump to is the question, right? So we actually have an area which we've identified is this. We do not want this to dump any further than that. And looks like if we see the number, other people are also seeing the number, and you can have that evidence here. So the numbers that we're seeing, the chart that we're seeing, the patterns that we're seeing, right, which SM just gave to us, people who are interested in, they also see this, right? Does that make sense? People who are interested in this particular currency, coin, whatever you want to call it, they also see this. Of course, when does it become negative? It's the key. If we, for whatever reason, fall below this line, right, then it's a bad thing. Then you don't want to be in it. But ideally, if you bought it anywhere along this line here, so let's just draw something else here. If you bought it anywhere along, say from here to there, this is the zone. If you bought it anywhere below, anywhere around here, this shouldn't even phase you, because you would have made, let's just say from here, you would have made this much. We're not going to go to the wick because there's no point. You would have made 42%, and you would have had a 5% stop loss. So your stop loss would have been at least 5%, 10%, whatever, around here somewhere. Let's just say here. And we can even measure 5% and see if that's accurate. So this is all like we're doing proper accurate measurement. So this is more than 5%, sorry. Let's bring this here, because I want you to read this as well, right? Here you go. Yeah, 6%, right? It will bring it down 6%, and then you exit out while the market bleeds out. You're still in profit. Now you can actually buy again if you want and continue. So this is like a live example, not a live example, but the point is look, guys, these are the things, this is the way it works. This is what you need to understand. And it's all about emotional control. Remember, your mind is the key to your success, right? This is how we play this game, right? This is how we play this game. This is why I always say, give me a chart, I'll give you a news, right? But the news is not something I'm going to give you. Come on, guys, don't be silly. I don't have a crystal ball. What news? I'm not connected to anybody. But all I'm trying to say is I'm identifying patterns, right? Sometimes by just looking at a chart, I'm identifying patterns, and I'm like, oh, that's what it's doing. Okay, I see this. This could work with me. Fresh coin, no problem. I've learned the hard way. I've burnt a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. But I've learned there's a pattern. And if it's an interesting coin, then I want to follow that pattern. Also, I think KR earlier on mentioned a coin. I'm going to actually go to Discord to see this particular coin he mentioned. He mentioned a coin. What is that coin? He mentioned a coin. What did he mention? He mentioned a coin. Talked about Neon Chain. Fine. I'm not really fussed about Neon Chain. Talked about Say 2.0. Don't really care about Say 2.0. None of that matters. Honestly, none of that matters. What was I going to talk about? There was a coin he mentioned. So he actually mentioned a particular coin. I forgot what the name was. Oh, yes. NCDT. You mentioned NCDT. Now, I don't like to normally mention these kind of coins here, but let me just talk about NCDT, right? So NCDT, I believe, has been around, this one here, has been around, this one, Nuco Cloud. MEXC didn't even exist when NCXT did exist, right? So let's just put it this way, right? So even though they've just listed it, this coin has been around for a very long time. Right, very long time. MEXC, I remember MEXC came around 2021 or something like this. This particular coin has been around since I think 2020, if I'm correct. If not, probably longer. Let's see what the data suggests, because obviously MEXC's decided to launch it. No, so this is showing 2023, but this particular project has been around since 2020. That's all I'm going to say. But of course, again, new projects or new coins, they come to the limelight because of these exchanges. Whatever reasons, probably they got paid. Like a lot of the time, exchanges will happily list your project. And nothing wrong with that. Believe me, don't get me wrong. I don't see anything wrong with that. But they will launch your project because you've paid them a nice, decent amount of money. They don't really care. And that's one of the things I'm going to try and avoid. And I'm saying try and avoid in the exchange software, the project that we're going to be launching. We're going to try and avoid that, because we're going to create a scenario where any Tom, Dick and Harry can't just come and launch a project. And even if he does, right, if they intend to rug people or anything, there are ramifications, right? And ramifications means that, for example, they come in, there will be a limited number of time, and I haven't decided yet. Obviously, we're going to have to do it on a paper as well. But I'm thinking in my thought process is, okay, founders come to launch the project, fine. Founders have to give the tokens to the exchange to launch it, so they kind of list it onto the exchange. But founders cannot cash out for XYZ amount of time. So the liquidity is available for XYZ amount of time until the market sells. Then they can do whatever they want. But there has to be, the fund has to be available for a limited time. Because what's happening in these ones, what I'm seeing is a lot of the exchanges, they're doing the same thing, but they dump it onto the people, and then there's no liquidity, so people can't sell anymore. and then they run off, right? Because that's what it is. So that's not fair. So we've got to keep a fair way, at least 7 days, whatever. There has to be a time limit, and that's like a way of making sure that the investors are secure and the funds are secure and the projects don't dump everything. Because listen, I understand. As I said, I'm a logical person. I understand projects are not doing projects and listing it on exchanges unless they want to make money. And exchanges are not listing projects unless they want to also make money, because they want to also make money. So it's a win-win for everybody, but there has to be some level of protection. And the patterns have to change, right? The patterns that I see has to change, especially when I'm doing something. So something different, but that's the case. Other than that, guys, do you have any other questions? If you do, please do let me know. If not, I have no idea what's going on. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll answer them. If not, then we've been here for close to 2 hours, and I've been talking to a screen most of that time. I hope the video was informative. Like, actually, I'm not going to take any more questions right now, but I hope the video was informative, guys. Right? Those of you guys who have decided to come on and watch me for the entire video, I hope you got value. I hope it opened your eyes. I hope you can see where the market is right now. I hope you understand that BTC being where it is right now is great. We all want that. We want it to go higher. We want it to go to $500,000, but we don't want it to go to $500,000 in one day, because we're going to be playing into their hands. I'm just going to say, right? What we need to do is BTC for it to rest a little bit or go slower, so other coins, right, other legacy coins or other 2 million plus coins that we have can catch up. That's all I'm saying. Can catch up, and there are plenty of opportunities still in the market for it to grow. And if they all can grow, and if they all can get to their previous all-time high, I can tell you this, just by looking at the numbers and the number of coins and how many percentage they're down already, we could easily have a $10 trillion market cap, total market cap, if not bigger. I'm looking for a $4 trillion. I'm saying we could actually have a 10 trillion, maybe even higher. Imagine that. That's a big number, guys. So I'm not going to make this any longer. All right. I hope, as I said, everything was informative, and I hope you guys got value from this. I would love to see you guys more on the chats asking me questions, so that way if I do a live stream, I could actually answer some questions rather than just talk from what I want to talk about. Because yeah, I mean, there is a few things I wanted to talk about, but it wasn't so much. Do you know what I mean? It was not that important. I would rather come on a live stream and answer your questions and talk to you guys about whatever, to kind of do a catch up or whatever, because my point was already made right in the beginning. It's already made, right? So I hope this. DB says, thank you for your video, brother. Appreciate you. My portfolio is certainly enjoying these fruitful times. Also, my brother, and I pray for you that you lock in those profits by the end. So make sure to set up a stop loss, and when we move up, keep on moving that stop loss to a nice level so you can lock maximum gains. My throat's hurting a little bit. Imagine talking for freaking 2 hours. Right? Actually, I should have got a glass of water or something. But yeah, I hope everything was informative, and I hope the pattern that I showed right at the end, the DEVVE coin, dev coin, or whatever you want to call it, right? I hope the pattern that you seen, you understand that that's a pattern that almost all new coins follow, especially when they launch in a centralized exchange. So just by following that, you should know when to enter, and you should know when to exit, and even when to pick up a dip, right? It's quite cool actually when you start seeing these patterns. That's how because earlier on today as well, actually, I just want to drop this in. Maxim, so he's going to watch this video later because he's actually in bed right now, but Maxim, when he asked me earlier on, he said, I want to learn. I said, there's really nothing to learn, right? It's actually experience. You got to go there and do it yourself and actually learn. There's nobody, if anyone's telling you there's a crypto school where they're going to teach you this chatting bullshit. There isn't one. You could learn far more from a simple video or a simple chart analysis than actually going there to do the training. What they're going to teach you, they're not going to tell you how to follow these patterns. They're just going to show you how you draw your lines and what this is and what that. What's important is to understand how the candles are, or what the candles are, not how, what the candles are, and what kind of patterns we have and how we identify. That's all you need to know. Nothing else matters, because it all depends on what kind of a trader you are. You don't need to learn the entire chart, because you're not going to be there doing the entire year, are you? Right? You want to be able to buy at your risk levels, and those are the things a lot of people want to teach you. So that's another day. We'll talk another day. That's a whole long story. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you all coming here. Thank you very much.